Welcome back to Fall, Day 16 and 17 of the Stardew Valley Min-Max and 100% Perfection Guide. Day 16 of Fall is the day of the Stardew Valley Fair, where we can choose 9 items to display and play some mini-games in order to earn some star tokens, which we can use to purchase various rewards, including a Stardrop, which is needed in a perfection run. I'll cover more on the fair and rewards a bit later in this video. Tomorrow, on Fall Day 17, our harvest of 960 pumpkins will be ready, and we'll also tend to our tree farm, craft some more kegs, and get the final house upgrade. Let's get started with Day 16 of Fall, a super bad luck day. But we don't have to worry about that, because I'm pretty sure nothing in the fair is dependent on luck, not even the spinning wheel. But before we head off to the fair, we do have the farm chores, which we're pretty much almost done with, and then we will hit up the secret woods real quick. But before that, I'm gonna grab anything that we have to place inside the house now, which we do have quite a few things now, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab all of that, enter the house, and start placing everything. We'll start by placing our new plasma screen TV, which actually takes up less space than our old budget TV since it is 3 tiles as compared to the 2 tiles. And you'll see here, even when decorating the house, I am trying to maximize my time. And of course that means pausing a whole lot for time to think. But now we'll start placing some functionable objects like the calendar and the phone, which will tell you the hours of operations of the town businesses. Of course, both the calendar and phone information can all be found on the wiki without actually using the in-game items, but they are nice if you don't feel like looking it up yourself. After that, we'll start going through our chests to find enough items to put on the display to get the best score possible. As you can see, the fair has already begun. It does start at 9 a.m., but you can enter anytime before 3 p.m. So we will be aiming more for right before 3 o'clock in order to maximize our time before the festival. And we'll also be crafting some more tappers, since some of our tappers oak resins are ready by our tree farm, so we will be heading up there. So while we're there, we'll place some more tappers so we can start getting even more oak resin. And we were able to craft 17 of them, not too bad. We'll definitely want way more eventually down the road, but for now that is okay. We did get the recipe for sashimi in the mail from Linus, which we can get at 3 hearts or above with him. And now we'll get back to grabbing items for the Grange display, and basically we want to choose an assortment of high quality items. We will need 90 points to get first place, which can be done pretty easily in the first year. We start off with a base 14 points, and we can add 9 points to this for displaying 9 items. We can get another 5 points per unique item category represented, up to 30 points. Meaning we only need to display 6 unique categories at minimum. This already puts us at 53 points, and now depending on what items we pick and their quality, we will gain more points. If you want to maximize your points, I do recommend looking at the Stardew Valley Fair page on the Stardew Wiki, but all we need is 90 to get the best reward. We get 6 points each for the Gold Star Mayonnaise, Large Milk, Starfruit, and Chanterelle, and another 6 points for the Diamond, and then 8 points each for the Iridium Quality Flounder, Midnight Carp, and Largemouth Bass. There is no penalty for having duplicate items, so we will do 2 Iridium Largemouth Bass. We just want to make sure we have 6 categories represented, which we do. There are 8 categories, and the 6 we represent are of course fishing, foraging with the mushroom, minerals with the diamond, fruits with the starfruit, artisan goods with the mayonnaise, and animal products with the large milk, which we will grab from our barn. This makes 6 categories, which is all we need, and the other 2 categories are cooking and vegetables. Again, I recommend looking at the wiki if you want more information on this. Before heading to the fair, we will quickly chop the stumps in the secret woods and trees in Cindersap Forest. And then we can head back up to our farm and get ready to attend the fair. We'll put all of the wood and forageable stuff away, and then double check that we have everything we need. I highly recommend double checking before you enter the festival, because once you enter, you cannot leave. You can restart the day, but of course that wastes your precious real life time. We're gonna cycle some of our artisan machines, then grab some ores to get smelting while we're at the fair. Go ahead and place them in the furnaces, and then we'll be heading off to the fair. The cutoff is 3 p.m., so I do recommend getting there a little bit earlier just to be safe. And we have now arrived. The vendor right here is where we can purchase items for our star tokens, and the main thing we will be wanting is that Stardrop. In a perfection run, the Stardrop is essential to buy, as we will need to find all Stardrops to achieve perfection. We'll go ahead and drop off each of our items at the display here. It doesn't matter what order you place them in, just make sure you pick them up before you leave the fair, or else you'll need to go to Mayor Lewis's house and find them in the Lost and Found. We will go ahead and talk to Mayor Lewis now so he can slowly walk over to our display and judge it. So I guess in the meantime, let's go ahead and play this game, which is fun, but not very good at earning star tokens, as if you get the highest, you can get 1 star token, and if you get the lowest, like I did right there, you can only get 1 star token. So not a real good way at earning star tokens, but shortly you'll see how to easily get pretty much maximum star tokens. We'll go ahead and talk to Mayor Lewis now, and we got first place with a total of 115 points. So as you can see, it wasn't too hard. We didn't have any crazy items or anything. We definitely didn't get the maximum of points possible, but we did get over 90, which guarantees us first place. If you have trouble finding good items or just don't feel like going through all of your stuff, you can get an easy 750 star tokens by including Mayor Lewis's purple shorts, where he will disqualify us, but bribe us with 750 star tokens to keep it a secret. We do pay 100 G to talk to the crystal ball just for fun, and basically it just mentions something about the non-romanceable person you have at the top, which is Demetrius for us, and then a romanceable person, which is Abigail, and then it mentioned something about combat, so maybe your highest skill. I'm not too sure what that last part depends on, but that's alright. We can go ahead and take a look at our friendships, and sure enough, Demetrius is at the top, and then Abigail is our highest romanceable right now. Speaking of friendships, while we're at the festival here, we will be talking to everybody in order to increase our friendship points with them just by a small amount. And then we're gonna head over to the spinning wheel, which is the easiest way by far to get maximum star tokens during the fair. And this is actually because the wheel is biased. There is a 75% chance of it landing on green and a 25% chance of it landing on orange. So if we bet our tokens on green every time, we'll be able to make as much star tokens back as we want to. Now, it's not guaranteed, of course, to land on green every single time. There is still a 25% chance of it landing on orange, but eventually, if we keep betting on green, and of course we don't want to bet all of our tokens, but it is usually safe to bet half, 50%, and if you just keep doing that every time, you'll be pretty much guaranteed to get the maximum amount of star tokens. It does, of course, take quite a bit of time, but for in-game time, it takes no time because the festival time is frozen during. And it is taking me a little bit longer because I am playing it way too safe. I am betting way less than half of my star tokens. If you just keep betting half, it is almost guaranteed that you'll come out on top. So it would have saved me a bunch of real life time, but of course it doesn't affect anything in-game. We'll make one last bet here. Hopefully we get green, and then we can exchange our tokens for rewards. All we need is 3,900 tokens for all of the unique items, and then there is an extra random item that varies in price from 250 to 1,000 tokens. So 5,000 star tokens, which we have, will be plenty. We'll of course pick up the Stardrop, and actually the Rare Crow is very nice as well, since if we collect all 8 unique Rare Crows, we can unlock the Deluxe Scarecrow, which has twice the radius of a normal one. All other purchases are purely vanity, although the 1.5 update did add a new assortment of items that can occur in stock randomly, including triple shot espresso, pepper poppers, a glowstone ring, 100 hay, or 24 mixed seeds. None of these are all that great, except for the 24 mixed seeds is pretty nice if we get lucky and get that as an option, but it looks like we got 100 hay instead, which is not useless at the very least. Before we'll leave, we'll head up here and talk to all the townsfolk here to get friendship, and we'll also eat one of Gus's survival burgers, since we actually get the bonuses that it would normally give us. We get the energy, although we can't see our energy bar right now, but we do get it, and you'll see shortly once we return home that we also have the bonus from a survival burger, which is +3 foraging. So coincidentally, we'll actually be utilizing this since we'll be tending to our tree farm. We'll of course be harvesting the oak resin, placing some new tappers, but we'll also go ahead and chop down some trees, and with a foraging increased level, we'll get more wood than we normally would. We'll start by chopping the trees we have planted here. The Iridium axe is very nice. The trees can be felled in only 2 hits, and then the stump just takes 1 hit to chop. So it does go really fast as compared to the starting axe, which took 15 hits, I believe. We are up here in the Northwoods now. We're going to place tappers on any trees that we can, any oak trees that is. We want the oak resin. We don't really need maple syrup or pine tar too much. The pine tar is useful in crafting rain totems, so we will place a couple of tappers on pine trees perhaps. We already have a couple tappers on maple trees back by the bus stop, so we don't need to do that up here. But I don't believe we have any pine tar yet, so I'll make sure to place tappers on 2 pine trees here. And now that we have more oak resin, we can craft more kegs. And since we don't want to start cluttering up our farm space with a bunch of kegs, we're actually going to start placing kegs by the bus stop, since we can't place anything else over there. Like, we can't place any farm buildings or plant crops, so kegs make a real nice use out of the space. With that, we pass out and move on to fall day 17, which is a neutral luck day. And it looks like not only has our ancient fruit grown again, but our sweet gem berry is ready to be harvested, so we can actually take that down to the Master Cannoli statue in the Secret Woods and get a Stardrop from that. So I guess we'll be getting 2 Stardrops in one video. Before we start tending to our farm, I'm going to come back inside the house real quick, turn our coffee into triple shot espresso, and then place this rug and sunflowers just so we can have less clutter in our chests outside. We can now go back outside. We'll pick the ancient fruit, which we will likely turn into more seeds to continue filling our greenhouse, and the sweet gemberry. Then we'll organize our stuff, head into the greenhouse, and we have 3 strawberries ready for harvest. So I'll very likely turn those into seeds so we can keep multiplying the strawberries. But for now, let's head on to the secret woods, chop the stumps, of course, while we're here. But the main reason, to take the sweet gemberry to the master cannoli statue. So you can just right click it with the sweet gemberry, but then you actually have to right click it again to actually get the Stardrop from it. So we do that now. That's our second Stardrop in this video. We do have a few more left to get, including the one from catching all fish, the one you get from your spouse, and the one from completing the museum. We're back at the farm now. We'll take care of the chores, including harvesting things, turning our strawberries into seeds, cycling our furnaces and other machines, and then we'll head off. We do get a skeletal hand from an artifact spot, which for me at least seems like a more rare artifact, although I do think you can get them from the quarry's skull enemies. We have returned up to our tree farm, our oak resin farm up here, and look at all of that oak resin ready to be collected. Now it does appear some of our tappers are out of sync. Some of them were ready yesterday, some of them are ready today. Eventually we'll be able to synchronize all of these up, but of course for now it's all fine. We'll head over to Clint's to sell those iridium bars so we can afford the next house upgrade from Robin. And then after we take care of all of that, we're going to need to head back to our farm and make sure we have enough time to harvest all of our pumpkins. So at Clint's, we pick up the iridium trash can, which we had upgraded last time, and we're going to sell enough iridium bars to afford the house upgrade, which is 100,000 G. I like to divide the exact amount I need because it is pretty easy to misclick and sell too many, so it's always good to sell not enough and then sell more rather than selling way too many and then possibly needing to restart the day. And actually, now that I thought about that, at the time this was the case, but I do believe there is a new Stardew Valley quality of life update which actually allows you to buy items back from vendors, so that is a very nice change. Once we're at Robin's, we have a cutscene with Demetrius's 6 heart cutscene, and I actually make a mistake and press vegetable instead of fruit. Vegetable loses us 30 points of friendship with Demetrius. Fruit gains us 50 points of friendship with Demetrius. I'm not sure if I misclicked at the time or what, but that's alright. It's not that big of a deal. We'll gain those points back and more by giving him a ice cream as a loved gift here. We had also given Mario a miner's treat, and I know we do sort of have some strawberries now, which are loved gifts, and we can actually have quality of them, but the miner's treats and ice creams we have a bunch more of, so I am just going to give them those. And then we will talk to Robin here, and we don't need the crib. I'm probably not going to have kids in this playthrough, so going to get rid of that. And then this is another nice feature in 1.5. You can actually expand your house for free with these renovations. We'll open the room there, get rid of the wall, and then we can also add a southern room. I like to use this room specifically for growing crops in the garden pots. And then we can also add a room to the top right up there. And then we'll go ahead and get our house upgrade, our final house upgrade, which is the cellar in the house, which allows us to craft casks and also gives us a bunch of casks. And the cask item is actually unique where it can only be placed in the house's cellar. We're then done at Robin's, and then we're gonna head down to the special orders board and pick Gunther's quest, Fragments of the Past, where we have to collect 100 bone shards and then drop them off at the museum. This unlocks us the bone mill, which I actually find to be pretty useful. You insert 5 bones into it, and then it gives you various types of fertilizers. Now that we are back at the farm here, we're gonna real quick skip over harvesting pumpkins, and then we'll start planting pumpkins, skip over that, and it brings us to 7 p.m. So it did take quite a while. Our field is 960 pumpkins, so it does take quite a while to harvest and plant, but we do have a bit of time left in the day. We are going to start crafting those kegs now, and then go ahead and head on over to the bus stop, which we will plant them. I've grabbed 21 starfruits for the 21 kegs. I'm going to place them all down and then insert the starfruits to start turning them into starfruit wine. These will be ready in a week, so hopefully in a week's time we'll get more oak resin and can craft even more kegs to have an even bigger round of starfruit each time. We can then go ahead and get all of our stuff organized, and let's take a look at that fragments of the past quest. So we do need to gather 100 pieces of bone, and these are found from skeletons in the mines. So skeletons can only be found between floor 70 and 80, so we do have to stick specifically to these floors. But it looks like we are already off to a pretty good start with a few skeletons on this floor. Also some iron. I am always down to stock up on more iron ore. And the plan here is to just keep going down each floor 70 until we get to 80. And just like with Skull Cavern, I'll be utilizing my rings. Whenever we kill those enemies, we want to equip that napalm ring and burglar's ring. This is especially helpful for the skeletons. If we equip the burglar's ring, we'll get bones a lot quicker than we normally would. And we're just going to continue on with the same strategy. I'll fast forward throughout this part until we get to floor 79, kill that last skeleton right there, and then we would probably restart the process all over again. However, anytime I'm at the mines, I do like to give the dwarf a gift while we're here, so we'll go ahead and give him an Omni Geode and then get back to grinding for bones. We do only have an hour left, so I'm going to grab as many things as I can hold from this chest to take back to the farm, and then we'll be finishing up the day farming the bone from the skeletons, and that'll put us at the end of this day and the end of this video. Next time we will finish up gathering the bones for the special orders quest and have some Skull Cavern dives, and then very soon we'll hit day 21 when we can purchase a Nautilus shell from the traveling cart and then finish up the community center. If you are looking forward to all of that, please consider subscribing. That way, you'll be sure to see the videos when they are released. Feel free to leave a comment with any questions, suggestions, or anything you enjoyed in the video, or perhaps anything you'd like to share relating to the Stardew Valley Fair. As always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.